If you're anything like me, you've probably spent an embarrassing amount of time crafting a single text message, meticulously editing out anything that could possibly upset someone. You've said yes to plans you secretly dreaded, and you've smiled through conversations that were draining you. You've been living as a human chameleon, constantly changing your colors to blend in, to please everyone around you. But what if I told you that being a people pleaser is actually a lie you've been sold? That the very act of trying to please everyone is the reason you feel so drained, so empty, and so fake. In this video, I'm going to reveal 3 uncomfortable truths that will change the way you think about being a good person and show you how to finally start living for yourself. I used to be the ultimate people pleaser. I was the friend who always said yes, the coworker who never said no, and the partner who would sacrifice my own needs just to avoid conflict. I thought that was what it meant to be a good person, to be selfless. But the truth is, I was miserable. I was so busy managing everyone else's emotions that I completely lost touch with my own. It wasn't until I hit a wall, until I was completely burned out, that I realized a shocking truth. People-pleasing doesn't actually please people. Think about the people you respect most in your life. Are they the ones who constantly agree with you, never rock the boat, and accommodate your every whim? Or are they the ones who speak their truth, challenge you, and show up authentically, even when it's uncomfortable? Exactly. People-pleasing is a trap that convinces us that accommodation equals love. We believe that keeping everyone comfortable is the same as caring for them, but what we're really doing is robbing others of the chance to know and love our real selves. We're so busy performing for others that we forget that our authentic self is actually less work and infinitely more rewarding. This brings us to our first uncomfortable truth.
The selfish-selfless paradox. Wait, what if I told you that the most selfless people in the world are those who admit to living for themselves? I know that sounds completely backwards, but stay with me here because this is going to change how you think about service forever. Think about the people who have had the biggest positive impact on your life. They weren't trying to please you. They weren't constantly seeking your approval, molding themselves to fit your expectations. The teacher who changed your perspective, the friend who told you a hard truth you needed to hear, the leader who inspired you to be better, they were being authentically themselves. Here's the paradox that will flip your understanding upside down. When you live for yourself authentically, you automatically serve others better. It's like the difference between a flashlight with dying batteries, desperately trying to light up a room, versus a fully charged one that effortlessly illuminates everything around it. People-pleasing is actually a subtle form of control. We accommodate others because we want them to like us, stay with us, approve of us, and validate us. But authentic living says, I'm going to be genuinely myself, honor my truth, and trust that the right people will appreciate that. It's terrifying because it requires actual courage instead of just being agreeable. The most generous thing you can do for the world is to show others what authentic living looks like. When you stop performing and start being real, you give everyone around you permission to do the same. We live in a culture that celebrates nice people, but we're actually starving for real people. We'll defend our favorite pizza toppings more passionately than our core values, and then we wonder why our lives feel empty. Which leads us to our next truth, the cup overflow principle. You know how on airplanes they tell you to put your own oxygen mask on first before helping others? There's profound wisdom in that instruction that applies to every single area of life. Here's the cup overflow principle that will change how you think about generosity. Fill your own cup first so it naturally overflows onto the people you love. When your cup is empty, you have nothing authentic to give. You end up giving from resentment, obligation, manipulation, or desperation rather than from genuine abundance. It's funny how we'll charge our phones religiously every single night, but we'll run ourselves on a 2% emotional battery and wonder why we're irritable with everyone. Living authentically means paying close attention to what fills your cup versus what drains it.
then making conscious, intentional choices about where you invest your precious energy. This isn't about becoming selfish or self-centered, it's about becoming sustainably generous. When you take care of yourself first, you show up as the best possible version of yourself for others. You give from overflow rather than emptiness, from choice rather than compulsion, from love rather than fear. The people who truly love you actually want your cup to be full. They don't want you sacrificing yourself for their temporary comfort. They want you thriving so you can contribute your unique gifts to the world. And if someone in your life gets upset when you start taking care of yourself, that tells you everything you need to know about the relationship. Notice how much better you treat others when you've had enough sleep, eaten well, and done something you genuinely enjoy. Self-care isn't selfish. It's responsible preparation for showing up authentically in relationships. We know more about maintaining our cars than we do about maintaining our emotional and spiritual well-being. If you're feeling this, if you're ready to start filling your cup, hit that like button and let me know in the comments below.
The boundary bridge. Let's talk about the most misunderstood relationship concept: boundaries. Most people think boundaries are walls, but healthy boundaries are actually bridges that create a deeper connection. When you clearly communicate your limits and your needs, you eliminate relationship guesswork. Instead of people wondering what you're thinking or feeling, they know exactly where they stand. Boundaries create a space where authentic relationships can flourish. When you learn to say no to what doesn't align with you, your yes becomes meaningful and trustworthy. We'll set clear boundaries with our Wi-Fi passwords, but we'll struggle with our emotional energy. Learning to say, "that doesn't work for me," isn't mean, it's honest communication that serves everyone involved. The most loving thing you can do for someone is to be clear about who you are and what you need. This allows them to love the real you instead of a performance and models healthy self-respect. Boundaries aren't selfish, they're the foundation of mutual respect. If you look at your healthiest relationships, they probably have the clearest boundaries.
The authenticity magnet. Have you ever noticed how some people just seem effortlessly attractive? I'm not talking about physical attractiveness, but there's just something magnetic about their presence that draws you in. Here's their secret that nobody talks about. They've stopped placing the responsibility for their happiness onto other people. When you live for yourself authentically, you create this incredible attractive energy because you're not needy, not demanding, not manipulative, and not desperately seeking validation. You're just genuinely yourself, completely comfortable in your own skin, and that confidence is absolutely magnetic. People pleasers actually repel others because there's an underlying transaction happening that everyone can sense. I'll make you comfortable if you'll approve of me. I'll agree with you if you'll like me. I'll sacrifice my preferences if you'll stay with me. It feels manipulative because it is manipulative. Authentic people are attractive because they're not trying to get anything from you. They're complete in themselves, sharing from abundance rather than seeking to fill an internal void. It's like the difference between someone desperately trying to sell you something you don't want versus someone genuinely excited to share something valuable they've discovered. When you stop needing others to complete you, validate you, or make you happy, you become someone others naturally want to be around. You're no longer an emotional drain, you're an emotional contribution. Think about the people you most enjoy spending time with. They probably aren't constantly seeking your approval. Authentic confidence is attractive. Desperate people-pleasing is exhausting. We're attracted to people who seem comfortable in their own skin, yet we spend most of our time trying to climb out of ours.
The choice responsibility revolution. Here's a truth that will either liberate you or make you uncomfortable. Almost everything that happens to us is a result of our choices. Even as victims of circumstance, we are choosing how to respond, what to focus on, and what meaning to create. This isn't about blame, it's about power. When you accept complete responsibility for your life, you reclaim the power to change it. No more waiting for others to make you happy or create the life you want. We'll spend more time choosing a Netflix show than we do choosing how to respond to life's challenges. But every single moment, you are making choices about what to think, what to believe, what to focus on, and how to act. Viktor Frankl discovered this in concentration camps. Even in the most extreme circumstances, we retain the power to choose our response. When you embrace this responsibility, you become unstoppable because your happiness no longer depends on external conditions. Look at any area of your life you want to change, and you'll find choices you can make right now. The individual mission discovery. Each person is given a mission that is uniquely different from all others. Your specific combination of experiences and perspectives creates a contribution only you can make. But if you're busy being who others want, your unique mission gets buried under expectations and people-pleasing. It's like having a rare musical instrument that could create beautiful music, but keeping it locked away because you're afraid others might not like the sound. Your authenticity isn't just about you. It's what you're here to contribute. The world needs your specific way of seeing, thinking, and creating. When you live inauthentically, you deprive everyone of what only you can offer. Think about the people who have influenced you most. They weren't trying to be like everyone else. They were courageously being themselves, and that authenticity made their impact possible. Living for yourself means honoring the unique mission you're here to fulfill. Following your passion and using your strengths for the best return on your time and energy, not because it's easy, but because it's necessary. There are problems only you can solve with your specific experiences and insights.
Authentic communication mastery. Here's a skill that will transform every single relationship in your life. Speaking your truth with love and respect. Most people think they have to choose between being honest and being kind, but authentic communication is both. The effectiveness of your communication is measured by the feedback you get, not by your intentions. If people consistently misunderstand you or get defensive, the communication needs adjustment. Authentic communication starts with being honest about what you're thinking and feeling, and then finding a way to express that truth in a way that serves the relationship rather than just venting emotions. Here's the simple framework. Know your truth, speak it with care, let others have their reaction without trying to control it. Your most satisfying conversations probably involve someone speaking honestly about what truly mattered to them.
Present moment authenticity. Here's where authenticity gets practical. Living for yourself is a moment-by-moment practice of staying connected to your true self in real time. Most of us live on autopilot, reacting from old patterns rather than responding authentically. Mindfulness can transform your relationship with yourself because it creates space between a stimulus and your response. Throughout your day, practice checking in. How am I feeling right now? What do I actually need? Am I acting from authenticity or from habit? These micro moments of awareness compound into authentic living. We'll check our phones 50 times a day, but we rarely check in with ourselves. What if you treated your inner state with the same attention as social media notifications? Present moment authenticity means catching yourself when you're people-pleasing or disconnecting from your truth. The goal isn't perfection, it's awareness. Every moment you recognize inauthenticity is a moment to choose differently. Use creative self-care as emotional regulation. Music, writing, photography, or movement. These aren't luxuries. They're tools for staying connected to your authentic self.
Here's what happens when you commit to living for yourself. Your authenticity creates a ripple effect, touching everyone around you. By being genuinely yourself, you give others permission to do the same. Your unique mission can only be fulfilled through authenticity. The problems you're meant to solve, the people you're meant to reach, the contributions you're meant to make, none of that happens if you're busy being someone else. Living for yourself paradoxically becomes the greatest gift you can give to others. When you fill your cup first, you have something real to pour out. When you honor your truth, you show others what courage looks like. Growth comes from discomfort, and authenticity requires courage. But the discomfort of living authentically is temporary. The regret of not living authentically lasts forever. You are here for a reason. Your specific combination of experiences and perspectives creates a value that only you can bring. Stop waiting for permission. Stop seeking approval. Stop trying to be perfect. Start being real. Start honoring your truth. Start living the life that's actually yours. The world needs you. Not the version everyone else wants, but the real, authentic, courageously imperfect you. Your authenticity is your gift to the world. If you're ready to start this journey, click that subscribe button.